back to public comment session again. Same rules apply, as I stated before.
All right, I lied. So I have a couple of questions. One of the coach buses, one of the trips, there's also an SUV being rented. Can you tell me why?
We typically, for trips that go out of state, we rent a supplementary car just in case there is an injury where one of the chaperones has to stay behind.
Oh, all right, that makes sense. Intramurals, I brought this up last year. I know, why can't we do like a smaller car? Anyway, intramurals, I brought this up last year, I think it was, about when we started clubs, we had that big club discussion. And I said, if you're cutting kids from sports, maybe we should give them the chance at intramurals. Has there been any decision on that? We'll start real quick.
We got a grant from the town of Iceland, got a grant to run an intramural program for us at one of the middle schools. So we had done a whole bunch of research looking into that program, and it turns out that we can't duplicate that program, but from the town of Iceland, we can't purchase that program and duplicate it in the two different buildings. Intramurals are a tough thing because every single gym in our middle school and our high school and all of our fields are being occupied by our interscholastic sports at that point. So it'd be something that we would have to kind of design what that looks like, because for the most part, it wouldn't be a team, it wouldn't be a sport.
No, but we're excluding some of the kids that maybe tried out and got cut from the team, and now they're being excluded and they have nowhere to go.
There's just no place to play at that point, is what I'm saying. There's no facility space. We talked about moving them to the elementary schools. Well, a lot of our elementary schools have a program that's there already. So intramurals are tough because there's just no real field space or gym space at that point. We were looking at more of an after-school program that looked at some academics, some clubby kind of things, that the town of Iceland was willing to give us one for free in one of our middle schools. And unfortunately, we can't duplicate it in the other ones. So we're still looking at what we can provide as an after-school kind of thing. I'm hoping that our new coalition will help us come up with some ideas that we can bring to the board and see.
Those kids have to.
I think it would be great.
Right.
I wonder if they were cut from a certain team, if they could then go be on another team that maybe doesn't have cuts. I don't know if that works for every season.
Something like that, anything
But I
like
know
that.
there
Just so that they're not like,
probably
now
is
you're
a
done,
sport
you're done, and
every
that's it, you're,
season
right.
that doesn't have cuts.
Right.
Yeah.
So, for example, a kid who doesn't make the
They
basketball
do,
team,
yeah.
I don't think winter track makes cuts.
No.
Yeah,
So
it
they could go
doesn't, but
join
maybe
the
they don't
track.
wanna run, I mean, they don't wanna
Wrestling
be
doesn't have
competitive.
cuts.
Right.
Football, I don't think has cuts.
There are
Football has no
kids that
cuts.
just don't wanna be competitive, they wanna just play volleyball.
Yeah, right, there are
That's
those
it.
kind of kids that don't have any aspirations to go and win, they just wanna play, just for the heck of it, just have something to do. Maybe their parents aren't home, they just wanna go home.
Yeah, and the facilities are already taken up. It would have to be something after our sports are done. So they would go home and come back for us to use our
Yeah.
facilities.
I said I find it hard to
Which is
believe
why
that
our
those-
youth programs are for, like in the, like the CYOs and things like that.
They don't pay for that.
Just pay to play.
No, I understand, but it's,
And that's
isn't that,
competitive,
isn't
maybe.
that the purpose of,
But
This
that's
would require an advisor as well, somebody
Yeah,
has to be there to
yeah.
supervise these
Yes.
kids.
right. Well, it's just like a club. All right. Somebody mentioned tonight the math chair is no longer. We don't have a math chair.
Rob Sale did resign, yes.
So are we replacing?
It is posted. The
Was he
posting
new
process-
anyway? Wasn't he new anyway?
Yes.
So we did all this time without him, and then he started and then left.
yes.
So why are we replacing?
We didn't do all this time without him. We were trying to find someone that we thought would do a good job with the district and with our kids, and honestly, we found a really good person.
Did a great job.
He did a great job in the short period of time that he was here. He was offered a different job at another district closer to his home, and he took that.
And then there was the whole baseball thing, cheerleading thing was done a certain way. So is the baseball thing being done the same way? Still no decision.
cryptic.
Will there be a
First of all,
decision before school starts?
We do not have any recommendations from the athletic director for spring sports, so at this current time, we don't have any recommendations.
So it's a spring sport.
What's that?
So it's a spring sport, so we
It's a
won't
spring
know till
sport.
when.
I don't know when those recommendations come, but we don't really have any, we have not gotten any recommendations for spring sports at this point. So really.
When do they usually come?
July.
Otherwise I'll ask every other week and you guys will get annoyed.
I don't know what,
So-
You can ask, keep asking.
Recommendations are done in July.
Usually
Not
they're
for
done on the
spring.
reorg.
I was gonna say.
Oh,
that's
so-
Not for spring though, but for
So it's usually
July.
done.
We usually do the whole, year.
They're not in yet.
Alright, so if you don't get any recommendations for a certain, just explain, so you don't get any recommendations for a certain position, but you have applicants and you have the sport finished, how do you do that? How's that
Well,
work?
the spring sports don't start till March.
Right, but if you do it in July,
We generally do it in July, but the basketball coaches were just put on this agenda, they weren't on the last agenda, so and our clubs will probably be on the next agenda, so we try to get it done before the school year begins.
okay.
Right now, there's no recommendation, so we're still waiting.
What if you don't get a recommendation?
We will
But you
eventually
have
have to get a
We'll request
recommendation.
one. You'll have to request it.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you.
Now I swear I'm done, maybe. Sort of.
My kids had
Kind of.
done some of the intramural sports, because that my kids are mostly soccer and some track, and on their off seasons, they would enjoy, they would look for something after school. And it was held, to my recollection, in the wrestling room at OBMA. And it was there, it was very shoddily run or unorganized. It wasn't much of an intramural. It was, they would go in and the director or teacher, whatever it was, would just kind of say, okay, what do you want to play, and throw them the ball. So it wasn't very organized. It could have been done more nicely than that, more effectively than that. But I don't know if that's still a possibility in the wrestling room to get the kids in there. I mean, I know it's small, but they would enjoy to be there. It was something to do in their off seasons, or like you said,
When was that, Deirdre? When was that program in place?
I mean, my youngest is now going into 10th, so 3 years ago, he was in there playing. My daughter was doing the same a year or two before that.
And where they playing?
Whatever was the day, he told them dodgeball, or somebody would say hockey, and they would do, I don't know what kind of hockey. It was not organized at all. It was just kind of a place for them to run around, which
Well, like an after
Purpose,
school
but it's not
sports
there.
club type of thing?
We used to do that years ago.
it was
Like
called
an after school
intramural.
sports club.
So that was for sixth graders, right?
There still is intramural for sixth graders.
They can't play at the scholastic sports, so it would make sense that they would offer that for sixth.
Yeah, there's no section 11 sports for them, yeah.
Right.
There used to be a Friday night program offered by high school town that we knew that.
Yeah.
And I worked with her to get that program going. Every Friday night at the high school, something was going on.
Well, I wonder if, since we got a $20,000 grant, but we can't seem to fill the program that they wanted to do for us, maybe they could do an intramural program after all our sports are over and bring it back. So let me talk to them about that. Maybe we can do that with no additional cost.
It's one of that Friday nights. We were kids, we would go to high school for Friday night swimming, 50 cents we ran.
Yeah, oh yeah, Friday night swimming at the high school. Can't there be a senior night or a staff night in terms of help? For swimming?
Look into that.
You know, I mean, everyone says you guys enjoy
Anything that's semi-organized.
Senior meeting, 18 year olds or 55 year olds?
Well,
An ARP and
well, also the staff, they important to have staff as exercise.
I will find out about that.
And they also do written dance, well, these kids 1 day a week, well, that's exercise.
Item J9, the trip to Baldwinsville. Dixie brought up a good thing about the seats, but parental insurance, parents will be covered by insurance.
That's one side.
And there's a lot of things, and I like it, but the
So you gotta
only thing that, I guess I'll put my individual 2 cents in is, it's like team building. Although it irks me that there's so many empty seats, but the team together without the parent covering.
I agree.
So just my 2 cents thing, I made faces, but
Yeah.
then I started
It was just an
thinking,
idea.
no, I like the idea.
It's not perfect.
I like the idea, which makes me start thinking about the SUV thing. Really, if it's a teacher and a student coming back late, why do they need an SUV?
I'm gonna check to
Mini-
see what
right?
best practice.
That sounds funny.
Yeah.
Forget about past practice. Let's do what's right. let's
Here,
do
here.
what's
Not
right,
saying that
it makes
best practice
sense.
is right, I'm just gonna look to see
Okay,
what we've done in the
that's
past to
fine.
see how we can.
And also, you know, when we were looking at purchasing buses, there was a cost analysis about the big buses is more than 2 little buses. So maybe these trips, maybe it makes sense with 2 minivan thing, type things. I'm just throwing ideas out there for not having empty seats, saving costs. The only disadvantage to that is this team is split in 2.
Yeah.
Like JV, varsity,
I
you
don't
could
think
do
the
it
team
that
is
way.
that big, you're talking about a JV volleyball team.
But instead of saying, oh, you're a team, you get a bus. Let's say, well, how many do you have on your team? How many coaches, chaperones, stuff like that. If the parents wanna go,
The
they'll go.
director of transportation makes the recommendation about what's the best use of the vehicle, so he makes that recommendation for field trip.
Even the coach buses?
So I'm sure he doesn't cost us.
So the documentation that gets handed in as a request comes from the Department of Transportation.
The request comes from the organizers of the event, and then the director of transportation makes the
And the
assessment.
number of people are on that, and then he goes from there. Fair enough, thank you.
Well, wait a minute, maybe it makes sense to use a minivan for the extra bus, the extra, you know, instead of renting an SUV. I don't know, my kid just got a job with hers, and it's expensive to rent these things.
I will definitely follow
But-
up with him.
I mean, a minibus could go, you need a specific license to drive that.
Yeah, we
Minibus?
probably we'd have to pay a bus driver, which might be just as costly as renting a
As
vehicle.
renting.
Where's one of the chaperones?
Right.
See, there's always
Yeah.
There's
it's
probably a reason
logistic.
behind it too.
Yeah.
I mean, probably somebody got hurt, they couldn't fit in a small car, so then they figured, all right, let's get an SUV in case someone has a leg split something and they have to travel, who knows, there's probably something behind it.
Some excuse.
All right, I'm calling for a motion from the Board of Education to move into executive session in accordance with Open Meetings Law, Section 105F, employment history of a particular person, which is confidential. Motion,
Motion.
second? All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Thank you for coming out, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Take care.
Oh.